Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Zach, if it's your first time here. And today's project is we are going to service my Simplicity lawnmower. This has a 37 horse Vanguard engine on it. This is the engine service kit. I'm also going to be doing the hydros at a later date. These mowers are pretty well identical to the Ferris 3200 series. So you can use this video to cover Ferris's. Really, you can use this video to cover any Vanguard 37 horse engine. They're all pretty much the same. Some have oil guard, some don't. This one does have oil guard. We'll do a tune-up and she'll be ready for the season. I always buy this just as a whole kit. I do this every season, usually every March. Our mowing season up here usually starts last week of April, first week of May. I'm right along Canadian border. You can see here's the kit. It comes with your outer air filter, 5 quarts of 1550. The filter, spark plugs, and a fuel filter. That's just handy because it is all one kit. First thing I'm going to do on this, I'm going to get my oil draining. I'll allow that to drain while I change out my filters and everything. And on these 37 horse engines, this is where your oil filter is. It's underneath here. It's the top of the filter right there. I'm just going to pop that back to the vent. And on this line, it's kind of hard to see underneath, but directly underneath there's a small cap that's just like a small, just threaded, you know, it's usually on just hand tight. See, it looks like that. You just have to remove that, and then you just turn this handle here, and she'll start draining. So the engine air filter on these, super easy to change out. 2 clamps. That cover will slide off. And this one will be what 250 hours looks like. I used to have to blow my old one out. I had a Kawasaki, just a cheaper mower, and with a traditional filter on the back. But overall, you can see she's got some dirt to her, but it's not by any means plugged up. Then the inner filter. And that one stays spotless. You know, it still looks brand new. This machine's got 525 hours or so on it, and that filter's never been changed. We'll go ahead and we'll slide in the new filter. Just make sure it's seated. See how she looks. Put her cap back on. Just want to make sure it seats all the way around. Sometimes it's a little bit of a pain to get on, but it's also a little tricky doing this with one hand. Yeah, put this back on. Just put her on. I usually give her a little twist. And those just lock in. There's a little small groove they do catch into. Sometimes it's kind of hard to find it. Moving on to the oil filter. Just a 1/4 turn. See, you line up your notch for the open spot. Pull her out. This one might be kind of hard to see on camera once I get working in here. That fuel filter. I always turn my shut off, which is just a view of the camera here, but it's just above. It's just fuel on both tanks, but without the pump running, I don't think it makes any difference. And there's just 2 of these little, I don't know what they're actually called, but little snap ring clips or whatever. We just have to undo them. The filter will pop right off. There's one side. Look at this. There's the other. Like I said, they are directional. So you just want to make sure your filter, your arrow, it's kind of hard to pick up on there. It's just molded into plastic. You just want that pointing in towards the fuel pump, which you can see here in arrow. Shows you which direction you're flowing. But just shove that in until it's completely seated. Put our little clamp back on place. I mean, it's kind of a pain of a spot to work. Discharge the filter's done. Put our filter supply on. And that is it for your fuel filter. Passenger side located right over by the oil shutoff. Pop our boot. You see the oil? It's hard to tell, but oil's all done draining. Shut my shutoff back off. We'll also reinstall the cap on the bottom side of this. They do make these machines pretty easy to work on. Grab my cap. Let's see if I can get a shot down below so you guys can see. You can see it right there. It pops through, but this cap just screws onto that. Drop her in. Give it a quarter turn. Now I'll dump our oil in. I'll give you about 3-inch opening, so no funnel needed. Just pour her in and takes the whole 5 quarts. I'm just putting a little oil on the O-ring so it doesn't tear and it'll seat easier. You just line up these 2 notches with the tabs inside. Like I said, this mower is super easy to service. I mean, this is maybe 20 minutes altogether. Spark plugs, air filter, fuel filter, and engine oil and filter change. They say these mowers go 500 hours between oil changes. I don't run that much in a season, and I'm a firm believer, just change it once a year, then it's ready to roll. Especially sitting in an unconditioned garage up here in the winters where it gets pretty cold. I like to change it out, make sure there's no moisture or whatever in it. And it's cheap insurance. I mean, this mower cost me, I believe, around 13 grand or so new 3 years ago now. So I'm sure a new one now is probably 15, 16,000 up here. So I'd much rather dump, $100 worth of service every year into it and keep her going for hopefully a couple thousand hours, pretty easy. One thing I always do too, I believe it came from factory like this anyways, is I throw a small zip tie right there just to hold it. But hopefully this video was quick and to the point for you guys. There's not really much to sugarcoat it. It's pretty simple stuff, but it's good to know. Once you do it once, you'll know how to do it, you know, from here on out. If you like this type of stuff, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Spring's pretty much here now. I mean, it's snowing outside here. It's March 18th. But hey, it'll be here. Until next time, guys. Thanks for watching.